Hey guys, it's Ty Brown here talking about what it's like when you get your service dog. In other videos I've talked about there's work involved. And I've said things like, it might take a month to 2 or 3 months for you to feel like you're fully a team with your dog. And so I want to talk about what those first few months look like and the training that you would be expected to do and the things that you would be expected to stay on top of in order to make this service dog team a successful team. So, month one is really about lots of supervision. I was going to say, I'll say it, lockdown. Our dog needs to be on lockdown. Not in a bad way, but what you need to realize is your dog that's coming to your home has been living in a home, but that home's different. It smells different, looks different, the back door is in a different place, the yard is different, the routine and the schedule is different, everything is different. And so yes, service dogs have been house trained and they're not chewing up the house, but they're doing those things well based on the parameters that we've given them. Here's this house, this routine, such and such. So when all of that changes, some dogs can struggle. And some dogs revert and could have an accident on the floor because they don't know where they're supposed to go to the bathroom, or can chew something up because they're not sure what they're supposed to chew and what they're not supposed to chew. Or again, might have an accident because your routine is different or something like that. And so certain things about getting the dog acclimated to your home take a little bit of work that first month. And so we want you to have that dog with you on a leash. I'm out walking my dog right now. On a leash with you at all times for that first month. And I'll be honest, it's a pain in the rear end. Nobody likes keeping a leash on a dog in the house while they're walking around. But it pays so many dividends, not just in making sure the dog's not accidentally sneaking off and going to the bathroom or sneaking off and chewing something, but also in bonding. We want this dog to bond to you as quickly as possible, and a lot of bonding happens down 5 feet of leather here, this leash here. So keep that dog on a leash and with you for that first month. We want you to take the dog on a walk every day. Now, if you're taking the dog lots of places, and just by nature of what you do, you're not, the dog's getting a lot of walking, maybe you can skip this step. But one thing that's important is that we give your dog a mental outlet for the energy he or she has. And one of the best outlets we can give a dog is focused walking. And when I say focused walking, we're on a leash, the dog's next to our side, paying attention, and it's focused. We're not just letting the dog sniff around all over the place. We're asking for some good attention and some good focus. And that's great for any dog, service dog or not. So if you're not getting that because maybe, your lifestyle is such that you're working in an office or you're in the house during most of the day or whatever the case might be, get your dog on a walk every day. And so, and that I want you to do forever, not just the first month or two. But the first month, you're going to keep your dog on a leash. You're going to get a walk every day. And every day, I want you to practice simple obedience behaviors around the house. Have your dog sit, have your dog down, follow the obedience formula that we'll teach you when we work with you. Have your dog go to his place or her place. Have your dog wait at doors, things like that. These are the best things that we can do to maintain training because they keep a dog's mind fresh. The more obedience we can work on, the more the dog stays in this mode of working, of fulfilling a purpose. I also want you to practice service tasks every day. Whatever service tasks that we've worked on, practice them for even just 5 minutes. And that's going to be a change. You're going to maybe have to put it on a calendar or write it on the fridge, but it's something you want to practice because when the time comes and you need the dog to help you and do those tasks for real, you want it to be very clear to the dog how you like them done. And so we'll work with you on customizing those tasks for you, but it's something you're going to want to practice so that the dog stays on top of it. So that first month, the dog is on leash. We're getting walks every day. We are practicing obedience, we're practicing our service tasks. And so every day we're keeping the dog on task, and we're pretty strict is the wrong word, but we're really tight, and making sure the dog's with us and doing the things we want to do. What we don't want to do is have the dog come from a strong training daily routine at our homes, at our trainers' homes, and come to your home and the dog gets like this nice vacation and he's not asked to do anything. And suddenly he's thinking, oh, this is a lot nicer. I don't have to do much work. They feed me. I take naps all day. Perfect. Now we want to keep that dog with a strong work ethic. Dogs are a lot like people. Some have better work ethic than others. And sometimes we've got to insist that our dogs keep a good work ethic. Month two, you're going to allow a little bit more freedom. You're not going to have the dog on a leash all the time, but you are going to keep the dog close. And so we're not letting the dog wander the house. We're not going on off-leash hikes where the dog is 30 yards away from us. The dog is still close. We're just keeping the dog off leash. And so we're using the e-collar and we're using our training tools and our training commands to make sure that, yes, the dog has more freedom because he's not leashed all the time or she's not leashed all the time. But no, we're not allowing the dog to just simply have free run. We've got to keep this dog in working mode. Same thing. Every day you're going to practice obedience, walk your dog, practice service tasks. Month 3 is usually where people are starting to feel comfortable, if they've done month 1 and 2 well, that, all right, we're really gelling as a team, because all that work you did the first couple months did a great job of maintaining work ethic, did a great job of getting the dog to bond with you. That obedience is so good for bonding. Obedience is the best thing that we can do for bonding, as a matter of fact. In addition to simple things like feeding your dog and giving your dog affection. So month 3 is where people usually start to feel, okay, I'm going to settle into what it's like to be with a service dog. Now, what it's like to be with a service dog is different than a pet. You've got to practice. Now, that doesn't mean every day you're spending hours, but it does mean get to your front door, have that dog wait every time. Today, tomorrow, and for the rest of eternity with that dog, have him wait every time. Get him on a walk every day. You're going to be sick, the weather's going to be bad, so you'll skip some days here or there. But overall, make sure that your dog is getting some structured movement every day for the rest of his life. That's going to do an enormous amount to maintain training. Practice service tasks, now that we're in month 3, at least a few times a week. Doesn't have to be every day, but for the rest of your dog's life, a couple times a week, practice your service tasks so that they're fresh, so that your dog remembers how to do them. Now that we're in month 3, you can allow that dog, typically, you can allow the dog more freedom around the house. Now, we still want you to be the center of attention for the dog, and we want you to be the center of the universe for your dog, but it's okay at this point, if the dog says, okay, I'm not working, he's taking a nap on the couch, I'm going to go find a nice sunny patch of, on the carpet somewhere, and I'm going to go take a nap myself. We're okay to let down our supervision now on month 3, because now the dog has, 60, 70 days of lots and lots of good obedience, lots of good structure, of only going to the bathroom in the backyard, never going to the bathroom in the house, of only chewing on your chew toys and not chewing on other stuff he's not supposed to. And so now that that's much more solidified, now we can find, like I say, our routine that is effort, but it doesn't have to be so much effort. Let me give you a warning here. People that skip these first 2 months of effort, of strong effort, are trying to play catch up for the next 10 years. They're always finding little things that crop up because they didn't set the foundation right. They didn't set the relationship right from day one. And so it's so much easier for little things to crop up over the next 10 years. People that say, and oftentimes it's easy to kind of get lulled into this false sense of security. So many of the dogs that we deliver are doing so good from day one that people are like, I don't need to keep him on a leash. He's doing really good. I don't think he's going to go to the bathroom. And sure enough, he doesn't. But not keeping him on a leash led to less foundation with the obedience, led to less bonding from the get-go, which led to other problems as the time goes on. And so even if the dog is doing great and fantastic, just to be on the conservative side here, be very good for the first 2 to 3 months of staying on top of everything so that you can find a happy medium that is enough work for your dog to keep him sharp or her sharp for the next 10 years and isn't too much and too overbearing an amount of work for you to be doing day in, day out. You'll find that happy medium if you can put in some really solid work for the first couple months. So yeah, do it. Don't skimp out on that work.